All right, round two of Survivor Series 5. So we're going to introduce you to the players. We got Zinthezinny and Codeblue again. So Zinthezinny, this kid is only 16 years old. Started playing DGV back in November of 2019. If he could go anywhere in the world, he chose Manila, Philippines. He loves geography, so that was a tough call for him because there's a lot of places he would love to visit. And he's staying nice and confident in picking himself to win it all. We already kind of went over Codeblue, but again, 34 years old, been playing since 2019. He wants that nice remote vacation without any sort of electronics or anything. And he is also confident in himself and picking himself to win it all. This is round two. The layout is Edge of Extinction. I can't wait to see how these guys do. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard moving into the second round. All right, as you know, John with the hot round won at 15 under. Codeblue and Daggers tied at 13 under. DWBL and Jude at 11 under. Then Zinthezinny at 10 under. So let's get into the round. First off the tee, we'll get our first look at Zinny. This is Oak Hill, hole number 3. Keep in mind that Zinny's a left-handed player, so it'll be fun to watch him. He goes with a backhand glide skip captain. This looks like a great drive. Gets a nice big skip towards the basket. And let's watch him finish out for his eagle to start. He pops it in with his accurate windbreak Sphea. Here we go with Codeblue. Probably a pretty common disc thrown on this hole. The good old glide skip paradigm. Aim and shoot. It holds the straight line so nice. And he also gets a nice big skip, stays away from that tree. And both of them start off with a nice eagle. Let's take a look at the rest of the 6 players and see how they all do. And it looks like everybody's able to eagle that hole. Back with Zinny with his glide sapphire. Remember, he's a left-handed player. He goes nice and high with a backhand through the gap. And it looks like he gets through just fine. Codeblue looks like he's going to take out the same disc, glide sapphire. Obviously going to aim more on the left side as he's a right-handed player. So it's going to be fun seeing the contrast between the left-handed player and the right-handed player and the different lines they choose. Codeblue, very methodical, takes his time with every shot, and it definitely has been paying off lately. See if this turns. It's going to catch some trees. Going to be a tough par save from back here. And by par save, I meant birdie save. Let's see if he can get that birdie with his hope. He throws the accurate sticky hope. And again, like I said, taking his time, lining it up, making sure he gets that power right. And he nails it, gets that birdie. Nicely done. Back with Zinny for his birdie save. Oh no, off the basket high. So he's going to end up with a par. I know he's kicking himself for that one. And let's see how everybody else does. Everybody gets birdie except for John and Zinny. All right, so Codeblue has the tee. He chooses the accurate sticky core on a backhand. Just slides left of that tree, but that should be just fine. 82 feet. Again, that accurate sticky hope is what he's going to use for a lot of his throw-ins. Lines it up with a 2 headwind. And changes his mind. No, here we go again. 82 feet. Can he get the birdie? Watching that sway, and he nails the birdie from 82 feet. Hopping over to Zinny. Let's see what he throws. This is his trusty accurate windbreak Sphea on a backhand, a lefty backhand that is, and that's perfectly done right through the gap. Shouldn't have any trouble with this one. And he finishes the birdie with his accurate sticky watt. Everybody able to birdie that one. Codeblue on the tee. Here we are with Cahill Park 6. Kind of a friendly wind that makes it to where you don't have to go through the gap. And that's exactly what he's doing here. He's sliding left with a forehand. I'm going to let that wind take his glide, skip, rive. Hopefully just left of all these trees. This looks perfect. He gets a nice huge skip. And Codeblue with another great hole. Going to have an easy finish with his hope for his eagle. Let's see if Zinny can do the same. What's he going to do as a lefty? He's taking his glide, skip, adder. Same type of line, but this is fading a little too quick. Oh, it misses that tree. What a break for Zinny. And that's parked right next to the basket, so he's going to get his eagle. Finishes it with the watt, and everybody else, it looks like everybody got the eagle other than Daggers. He gets the birdie there. So Codeblue off the tee. Looks like he's going the big flex backhand through the gap. He chooses to go with the Paradigm, so probably not going to need quite as much ante. I usually go about a full Anheuser with the glide, skip, rive, so about a disc less of Anheuser using the Paradigm. Making sure he gets that timing right of his release, and this looks absolutely perfect. Gets a big friendly skip up, and that's going to be another eagle for Mr. Codeblue. Off to a great round so far. Let's see how Zinny handles this hole being a lefty. I'm curious. He goes with his, pulls out the glide sapphire, so interesting play. You can get a lot more distance than us right-handed throwers. Oh, he gets a horrible break on the bridge. Trying to finish it off with the windbreak Sphea. That's interesting. He gets a lot of distance with that glide sapphire and probably could have had a, oh man, just leaves it short. Probably could have had a fairly easy eagle had he not had that horrible break landing on the bridge. Finishing off this hole, trying to get his birdie with the Sphea. And he, Daggers, and John get the birdie. The other three get the eagle. All right, Codeblue off the tee, going with the glide sapphire. This is Champions Landing, hole 18. Just laying it up there. Nicely done. Here goes Zinny. Oh, he's going big with his water skip. Was it a captain? He had the water skip captain out. He changes his mind. Goes with the glide musket and puts it out there nicely. That would have been fun to watch, but he changes his mind, just decides to play safe. Codeblue, 329 feet. His nice winter-looking water skip sapphire. And that's going to be nicely done, and he'll get the easy birdie. Let's see what Zinny does. I think he's back. No, he's up a little closer. He just quickly whips out his water skip musket and puts it in a great place for a birdie himself. And it looks like everybody gets the birdie there except John. John with the only par. All right, Ikigai Springs 8. Codeblue takes out his glide sapphire. This is probably a very common line that a lot of people use, especially in a one wind, although lots of players are transitioning to the water skip here in any winds. But he's taking the glide sapphire, bends it around nicely, avoids that tree. Gonna have a nice safe landing, and that should give him a reasonable look at his eagle. Zinny, left-handed player. Remember, he pulls out his water skip musket, goes backhand, puts a little bit of Anheuser. See if this looks like it's on a nice line. Skips up nicely, and we'll have a good look. Codeblue attempting to throw his eagle in with his sticky hope. Lining it up, accounting for the wind and the downhill. Hope is so nice and straight, and he nails it dead center. A little low, but it's perfect. Zinny with his Sphea just pulls and shoots and nails it. And that was a nice eagle frame by all 6 players, able to get that eagle. Codeblue looks like he's playing layup with a forehand glide sapphire off the tee. Doesn't even want to mess with that wind. Playing for birdie all the way. Let's see if Zinny plays as cautious. He's a left-handed player, and he decides on his glide skip captain. Turns it nicely. Let's see if this stays straight. It's in danger. Hit that tree. Hit that tree. Oh, what a break for Zinny. He needed that. Nice. All right, back to Codeblue. Going with his straight skippy paradigm. Should go pretty much right where he's aimed. Turn just a little bit and then just push straight. And that's going to be in great position to get his birdie. Maybe even a long shot throw in for eagle. Zinny in great position here. Got to be a little careful in this wind. Keep forgetting he's left-handed and it throws me off a little bit. But that's a great shot. Another backhanded glide skip. Captain gets the tap in eagle. Zinny, attaboy. All right, Codeblue going to go with the glide roll rive. I don't think anyone needs me to tell you what disc that is. Trying to give this a little bit of a run, but it's going to hit that tree nicely and get a birdie, which is what he played for from the tee box. So it looks like Zinny with the only eagle on the card there. Easy par 3 here. DW with the par on the last hole. DWBL, everybody else with the birdie. Zinny with the easy birdie on this hole 9. Here comes Codeblue. Going with the sticky PD. I like that play a lot. Should be a fairly straight pull with that aim point. It's going to fade over nicely for him. And another easy birdie on this hole. I'd imagine everybody's going to birdie this hole. Let's take a look as round 2 comes to a close. And yes, indeed, everybody's able to get the birdie. So in the lead after 2 rounds, we got Codeblue at -26. John a stroke behind at -25. We got Daggers and Judah tied at -24. DWBL 23 and Zinny at -22. So still anybody's game. Only 4 strokes separates last place from first place currently. So let's see what happens in the final 2 rounds of this Survivor Series 5. And let's take a look at these guys' scorecards. So something I find really interesting just looking at these scorecards and those of round 1 is just the difference in time. You can see that Codeblue plays much slower, as you saw, much more methodical in his approach. Zinny, much more automatic. He sees the hole, he pulls out his disc and fires. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do this, but just found that very interesting, the contrast in time. Basically twice as long it took Codeblue to play than it did Zinny. But there you go, guys. Stay tuned for round 3 and you'll get your first look at Judah. And he's going to be joined by DWBL for round 3. Let's keep this going, and I cannot wait to see who the final 2 are.